ਹੈਲਥ ਕੇਅਰ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਵਜੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਐਸਟੈਬਲਿਸ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਵੈਸਟਰਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕਾਲਜ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ। ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਘੱਟ ਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਫੀਸ ਅਤੇ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਇੰਸਟਾਲਮੈਂਟਸ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੁੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ, ਪਾਰਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਾਂ ਈਵਨਿੰਗ ਕੋਰਸਸ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਮੁਫਤ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਕਲਾਸਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੋਂ ਮੁਫਤ ਰਾਈਡ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧ ਹੈ। ਹਫਤੇ ਦੇ 7 ਦਿਨ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਇਸ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਰਜਿਸਟਰਡ ਕਾਲਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਲੀਨਿਕਲ ਵਰਕ ਅਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਮ ਲਈ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਲੈਬਸ ਹਨ। ਆਈਲੈਟਸ, ਅਕਾਊਂਟਿੰਗ ਅਤੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਕੋਰਸ ਵੀ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਕਮ ਐਂਡ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਦ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਸ। ਵੈਸਟਰਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕਾਲਜ 604-594-3500।
ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਏਟਿਵ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਆਯੋਜਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਹਾਲ ਹੀ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲਸ ਨੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਐਕਸਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤੀ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਸਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰਾ ਮਹਿਤਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਅਰਵਿੰਦ ਆਈ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇਹ ਉਹ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਦੇਖਭਾਲ ਲਈ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੇਤਨਾ ਲਿਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮਕਾਜ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ। और इसी बारे जानकारी लेने कि संस्था वालों की किया जा रहा है। So Pavitra, you were the keynote speaker at Cine Conference, and you also represent Arvind Eye Care Foundation. What is this foundation, and what are you trying to tell the people?
So Aravind actually is a non-profit eye hospital in southern India. It began in Madurai, and it started with 11 beds in 1976. Today it is the largest provider of eye care in the world.
Okay.
And so they see about 4 million patients every year, and they've made incredible strides in tackling the problem, which is a huge problem of blindness in the world. There are about 39 million blind people, and 80% of that blindness can be treated. Cataract is the main cause of blindness. So Aravind, over its almost 40 years of its existence, has developed a self-sustaining model to treat cataract. And the way it works is patients who can pay access paid services, and they help cross-subsidize for patients who can't pay. So the hospital doesn't turn anyone away. Patients decide whether they want to pay or not, and everyone gets the same high quality of care.
Okay.
The amazing thing is that Aravind's quality outcomes meet or exceed that of the West.
Okay.
And it's a profitable model. So it doesn't depend on donations, it doesn't depend on government support.
Right.
It's self-sustaining. So that's what has taken the business world, I think, by surprise, that compassion and a service-hearted mission can actually be successful.
Right.
In
So
the
you're a
world.
board member of this organization. Tell us a little bit more in details. As in 76 it started. Who started it, and what was the vision behind starting this?
So Aravind was started in 1976 by Dr. Govindappa Venkataswamy, who was 58 at the time. He was a retired government surgeon who had spent a lifetime in the field treating blindness.
Right.
And when he hit 58 was the mandatory retirement age, and he wasn't ready to quit. So he got his brothers and sisters together. He had 5 brothers and sisters and their husbands and wives, and they started this 11-bed clinic. And their idea was to really end curable blindness.
Right.
That was the mission that it started for. And it was a mission not just for the town that they were in, not just for the state of Tamil Nadu, not just for India. It was a global mission.
Right.
And so they worked from there, and as they would get more patients, they saved up and they would build another floor to the hospital, and then they would build another floor and another floor, and it grew very organically, and with a lot of community trust, you know.
Right.
And I think that is one of the beautiful parts of this model, is that it brings together the best principles of business with the spirit of service. It brings empathy into the space of innovation, and it really looks at how do we transform our business practices, how do we transform our organizations to become instruments for the greater good.
Now, when you say about the different business model, because business means profit, and that's what everyone focuses upon. So tell us a little bit about this model and how this can be implemented in other places also. Because right today, this is a major crisis because there's I would say a fight going on between the business people and the common people as such. Because the business always wants more and more profit, whereas a common person many times it becomes unaffordable.
Yes.
So how can this model be implemented in different places?
Well, I think one thing that Aravind understands really well is that bad quality service is actually very expensive,
Right.
both for the providers as well as for the patient. And so it places a really high emphasis on high quality.
Right.
And, as I told you, its quality outcomes are world class. And it also had three very simple principles. We're not going to turn anyone away, we're not going to compromise on quality, and we're going to be self-reliant. So those three, they were self-imposed constraints. You know, it was what it brought into the model. And it said that these three things were going to follow no matter what. And that forced them to innovate in a very unusual way. So one of the things is the pricing model, right? The pricing model says that we go all the way from zero up to market rates. And a barefoot farmer can come in and say, I'm going to access paid services. The president of India can come in and say, I want free services. And nothing. And that's a true story, actually. Kalam, before he was president, Kalam came in and didn't have cash on him, went to the free section and received high quality care that he was thrilled with. And the idea is that when you give people options, you're affirming their dignity. In India, blindness can be a fatal disease. When you lose your sight, you lose your job, you lose your place in your family, in the community. So Dr. V was very clear, we're not just here to restore people's sight, we're here to reaffirm their dignity. So creating a business model that affirms people's dignity was a huge part of what he was about. And so allowing people to access at whatever price point they want. So the service differentiation, the way it works is that the doctors are the same, the surgery is the same, but the add-ons, in terms of like a paying patient can decide that they want an air conditioner in their room. They might decide they want an attached bathroom. Whereas a patient coming in for free will be in a shared dorm, shared bathroom. And
But not just because somebody doesn't have money, he or she will not be turned away.
That's right. That's right. And when you have that kind of high volume and that kind of, they also do process innovation. So one of Dr. V's inspirations was McDonald's. And it's an unusual kind of inspiration to have. But he looked at how does this company serve its hamburgers consistently, the same quality, the same kind, everywhere, all over the world, and very affordable. If we can do that with blindness prevention, if we can provide eye care the way McDonald's provides hamburgers, we've solved this problem. And so what that takes is it takes standardization, it takes a lot of process improvements, it takes optimization of resources, and it takes what they do very well is task shifting. So they reserve the doctor's time for what the doctor alone can do. Everything else is handled by very highly trained paraprofessionals.
So where is this money coming from? Is it on the basis of donations or some government grants? What happens?
That's the hard thing for people to believe, but it comes from the patients who can pay. So they don't pay a premium, they pay market rates. And because the volumes are so high, and because Aravind is so efficient in the way it uses its resources, it's able to cross-subsidize all of its free work. So just to give you an idea, over the last 37 years since its existence, Aravind has seen over 38 million patients and performed over 5 million surgeries, and the majority of that has been done for free or at very subsidized rates. And all of its patient services, all of its growth and expansion are funded by patient revenue.
So where is this location? What is the location?
It started in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. They have 10 tertiary care facilities all over the state of Tamil Nadu, and another 50 vision centers in small towns in Tamil Nadu. And they work with a network of 300 hospitals around the world.
Wow. So now you were a keynote speaker at the Cine conference. So how are you spreading this message? How can this idea or model be incorporated over here also? Has there been some reception to what you have been saying?
There is. I mean, I think that healthcare in the West is not in its golden age right now. And as we see our systems here in the West starting to break down, we're starting to look at the East, starting to look at some of these models and asking that question of how can we bring these things here. I think fundamentally one of the things that we need to rethink within healthcare is this idea of scarcity, this idea that there isn't enough for everybody, that we need to, ration care out. Aravind comes from a mindset that believes there is enough for everyone, that we can serve the 100%, not the 1%, or just the people with the resources, and have to do as much as we can for a few of the rest. And so that idea of abundance, the idea that we do have the resources that we need to make this happen, we just need to intelligently design our systems such that they don't compromise our values, and that can be done. Compassion, to me, that's kind of the punchline of this story. It shows that compassion can truly, when you intelligently channel compassion, you can drive and dictate inclusion, transparency, sustainability, profitability, efficiency, and scale. You do this in such a way that it lifts the whole playing field up. Everybody stands to win.